Hey, what's up, guys? Matt with Cali 2A. So, I just had some random thoughts. Sorry, I'm at work on my break right now, but, I was just thinking about it. With all the division that we have right now in America, left wing, right wing stuff, it just dawned on me that a lot of the problems that we all face, whether you're left wing or right wing, in the middle, it doesn't matter. We all face these problems with all the transgender stuff going on, shootings, gun control stuff, mass shootings, silencing of our First Amendment rights, abortion stuff. Like, there's so many different topics of issues, climate control things, like just an abundance of issues. Obviously, if you've watched any of my videos, I'm more right-leaning. I wouldn't quite call myself a extreme right-wing person, but I do have more conservative and Republican-leaning views, which I don't think anybody can deny that a lot of Republican and conservative views are kind of old school, like old school traits, old school characters, old school morals, old school values. And a lot of these problems that we face, a majority of them are recent problems. Mass shootings wasn't something that people dealt with back in the 50s and 60s and 70s and even into the 80s. That's all new stuff, all current stuff. All the transgender and acceptance of gay people, that's all new stuff. Not that there weren't gay people, not that I can't say there was transgenders, because that's new stuff. But yeah, there was a lot of people who were just totally flat out against people being gay or liking the same sex. It over time became something that more people accepted, but the shoving it down people's throats and teaching it to kids, that's all new stuff. People transitioning and teaching that to children, that's all new stuff. So my question is for the liberal Democrats or more left-leaning people, is all these things that you guys are constantly preaching about, screaming and shouting about, protesting about, rioting about, and freaking out over social media about, and trying to shut down and cancel the people's views on the other side of yours, what if you're wrong? And when I think of that question, what if you're wrong, part of me was thinking, well, what if somebody that was left-leaning or liberal Democrat wanted to ask me that same question? What if I'm wrong? What if more right-wing thinkers, conservative thinkers are wrong? Well, you can't really ask that question to us because we already know what it's like to live by the standards that we are preaching and we're pushing for. Just look back in history. Maybe not as far back as like slavery and stuff like that. I don't think anybody in their right mind wants that. If you think right-leaning people, conservative people literally want to go back into slave times, you're being lied to and you're extremely naive and partially stupid. So you guys, with new ways of thinking and pushing for new ways of living, you guys really need to stop and ask yourself, what if you're wrong? How ugly is this situation and division in America going to get if you continue pushing something that's wrong and you're not going to stop and ask yourself, what is this really doing to America? It's the new way of thinking. It's the new way of doing things. The new laws you want pushed. That's what's created this division. Now, there's always been division in America, but it's never been to this extreme. You have to look at what changed. Well, the only thing that's changed is people's new way of thinking, their new way of logic, their new way of how they want the United States to be ran. And then all of a sudden there's massive division. Think about that. Like, it's not that hard to think about. I'm coming to realize that a lot of the pushback that you see on social media from left-wingers is, a lot of it isn't even that they really believe in what they're saying. A lot of it is they're just looking for a reaction. A lot of people, there's no way that people, anybody, whether you're left wing or right wing, there's no way you're going to get behind schools teaching children at 5 and 6 years old that it's okay to transition into the opposite sex, and that people need to start calling you by that new sex that you decided you wanted to be. Everybody knows there's only two sexes. I don't care. That argument is like the dumbest argument in the world, and it's unbelievable that people will get canceled on social media because they're going to say there's men and women. That's a fact. These arguments are absolutely ridiculous, and I'm starting to believe that it's not even a true argument. People are just trying to fight. People are just trying to cancel people just for the hell of it, not because they even really believe it. A lot of people that are fighting for and standing behind these things being taught to our children in schools are people that don't even have any fucking kids. And if you don't have any kids and you're preaching this stuff, you need to sit down, shut the fuck up. And if you do have kids and you're okay with your kids learning about transgender things, or the most recent one that I heard is somebody personally that my wife knows said she looked over literature that her first grade student was going to be taught in school, and it literally step by step explains how to give somebody head. So if you're a parent without kids, you need to sit down and shut the fuck up when it comes to this argument of whether or not that's right. And if you do have kids and you support that, you're a fucking weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo. And you're the problem. This shit is like literally getting disturbing. And liberal Democrats are either trying to incite a really bad situation here in America, or they're just really fucking stupid, supporting a lot of this dumb shit. There may be points of left-wing people that are valid, that may need to be looked at. But when it comes to our kids, the safety of our kids, child sex trafficking, drugs, homeless problems, mass shootings, a lot of your views are new and are the problem of why this shit is continuing. That's where things need to go backwards into old school times and be addressed and taken care of in old school ways so that it doesn't happen anymore. It's like Robert Kennedy Jr. said in one of his speeches, and I'm not behind this dude in any way. There's just certain things that he's bringing awareness to that I am behind. And one thing that he said was, the guns aren't the problem. The guns have always been there. It's a mental health problem. Again, that's new. That's the new liberal Democrat way of thinking. Let's talk about Andrew Tate. He started talking about depression. Depression is a way of thinking. Depression is something you're just going to implement into your life. You have control over whether or not you're going to be depressed today. I have a choice to wake up and be depressed about all the bullshit that's going on right now. But am I depressed? Fuck no. I'm like the most happy I've ever been in my life, even in the midst of a bunch of turmoil that's going on in America that's going to affect my kids as they grow up. But am I going to let it control my emotions throughout the day? No. I'm going to do things that makes me happy. I'm going to do things that feeds my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul, and rubs off onto people that I care about and love around me. Eating properly, being healthy, doing things, feeding my brain with things that's good. Not a bunch of turmoil, not a bunch of toxic shit. I'm not going to sit there and watch pornography and watch girls twerking their ass all over the fucking social media. Like, you guys are the problem. This is all new shit. Let's go back in time a little bit when it comes to morals and values, and I bet you we fix a majority of these problems in America. Pull your fucking heads out of your ass.